You walked back through the door. You'd been gone for 2 years, and before you could say a word, before you could even drop your bag, your dog lost it. Not a little excited, completely lost it, crying, spinning, pressing their whole body into yours like they were trying to confirm you were real. And in that moment, one thought hit you like a wave. They remembered me. All this time apart, they actually remembered me. But here's what nobody tells you. What happened in that reunion was not just loyalty, it was not just habit. It was something happening deep inside your dog's brain, something ancient, something emotional, and something backed by science that most dog owners will never fully understand. Most people think dogs live in the moment. No past, no future, just now. That's what we've been told for decades. But that belief, it's wrong. And the science proving it wrong is one of the most emotional stories in all of animal research, because your dog doesn't just remember you. They remember how you made them feel. And those two things, as you're about to discover, are not the same thing at all. In the next few minutes, you're going to find out exactly how your dog's brain stores you, like a song they can never forget. You're going to learn what's happening neurologically when they smell you after years apart, why some dogs go completely still at a reunion, and what that stillness actually means. And the one behavior most owners completely misread, that is actually your dog's deepest form of love, stay with me. Because by the end of this, you will never look at your dog the same way again. Here's the big idea. Your dog has two brains working at the same time. One is logical, routine-based, pattern-driven, survival-focused. The other is deeply emotional, wired for attachment, connection, and love. And when it comes to remembering you, it's the emotional brain doing all the heavy lifting. Dogs are not remembering your face the way you'd remember a photograph. They are remembering you the way you remember your first heartbreak, not in pictures, in feelings. And feelings, as any neuroscientist will tell you, are the most durable memory the brain can create. A landmark study from the University of Budapest found that dogs activate the same reward pathways in their brains when they smell their owner as humans do when reuniting with someone they love deeply. The brain's pleasure and bonding centers light up, not from habit, but from genuine emotional recognition. Your scent is literally a source of joy encoded into your dog's nervous system. You are, neurologically speaking, a reward. Let's start with the most powerful memory system your dog has. Not their eyes, not their ears, their nose. A dog's sense of smell is estimated to be 10,000 to 100,000 times more sensitive than yours. But here's the strange part. They're not just using it to smell the world. They're using it to remember it. Every person carries a unique chemical signature, a scent fingerprint made up of skin cells, hormones, and even emotional state. Your dog has yours memorized at a molecular level. When you leave the house, you leave that signature behind on everything you've touched. Your pillow, your clothes, the couch cushion you always sit on. And while you're gone, your dog goes back to those things, not randomly, deliberately. Research from Emory University, led by neuroscientist Gregory Burns, used real-time MRI scanning to observe dogs' brains as they process different scents. When exposed to a familiar human scent, the caudate nucleus, the brain's reward and recognition center, showed significantly higher activation than with any other stimulus. The smell of their owner triggered genuine anticipation of something deeply positive. They're not being destructive when they steal your hoodie. They're not being weird when they sleep on your side of the bed. They are visiting a memory of you. Every single day you're away, your dog is visiting a memory of you. For years, scientists believed dogs could only form associative memories, meaning they don't remember events. They just learn patterns. Sit, get a treat, hear a leash, expect a walk. You leave, you come back. But in 2016, researchers in Budapest published a study that flipped this assumption completely. They tested whether dogs could observe a human performing an action and then reproduce it themselves. After a delay, the dogs could do it. Even after a 24-hour gap, they recalled specific actions they had witnessed only once. That is not habit, that is not pattern, that is episodic-like memory, the ability to remember specific events, specific moments, specific interactions, which means that walk you took together 3 months ago? Your dog may remember it, not every detail, but the feeling of it, you, moving, together, safe. But the next thing, this is the one most dog owners completely misunderstand. And honestly, it's the one that hits hardest. You've seen the reunion videos, millions of them. Owner comes home after a year away. Dog runs, jumps, spins, cries. But sometimes the dog does something else entirely. They stop, they go completely still. they stare, and then they slowly, almost carefully, walk forward. And people in the comments write things like, they forgot them. The dog is confused. That's so sad. Every single one of them is wrong. That stillness is not confusion. That stillness is what happens when an emotional memory so powerful gets activated that the entire nervous system needs a moment just to process it. Think about the last time you heard a song that took you back to a moment from 10 years ago. You didn't start jumping around. You went quiet. Because something inside you recognized it before your conscious mind even caught up. That's exactly what the dog is doing. Their limbic system, the emotional brain, has fired before their body knows how to respond. The freeze is not forgetting. The freeze is remembering so completely that everything else stops. Now let's talk about oxytocin. You've probably heard of it. The bonding hormone, the love chemical. It's what floods a mother's brain when she holds her newborn for the first time. And here's something that will genuinely stop you in your tracks. Dogs release oxytocin when they look at you, not when you give them food, not when you hold a toy, when they simply look at your face. A 2015 study published in Science by Dr. Takafumi Kikusui found that when dogs and their owners engaged in mutual gaze, both species showed elevated oxytocin levels. Dogs' oxytocin increased by up to 130%. The researchers described it as an interspecies bonding loop, the same neurochemical process that occurs between human parents and their infants. So when your dog sits across the room and just watches you, not begging, not playing, just watching, most people say, "Aw, they're being cute." But what's actually happening is a profound act of bonding. They're not staring, they're loving. You leave the house, you go to work, you travel for 2 weeks, and your dog, according to most people's imagination, probably sleeps, eats, and waits blankly by the door. But here's what's actually happening. Your dog is running through something psychologists call anticipatory behavior. Their internal body clock is aligned to yours. They know when you usually come home, down to the hour, sometimes the minute. Studies using video monitoring have found that dogs begin showing pre-arrival behavior, going to the door, sitting up, becoming alert before their owner arrives. Even when arrival times were randomized, even when there was no sound or signal of any kind, their body was already preparing for you, because you are not just a person to your dog. You are a time signature, a rhythm in their day. You are the most predictable and beautiful thing in their entire life. And when you're gone for months or years, that rhythm doesn't disappear. It waits. And here's something you've probably done without knowing how significant it was. You left an old t-shirt, a worn hoodie, a pillowcase, and your dog curled up on it, slept on it, carried it around. You thought it was cute. It was survival, not physical survival, emotional survival. Your scent on that fabric activates your dog's cortisol regulation system. It literally reduces their stress hormones. Studies from the journal Applied Animal Behavior Science found that dogs exposed to their owner's scent during separation showed measurably lower anxiety, lower heart rate, and less distress behavior. Your scent is their emotional anchor. They're not stealing your hoodie. They're holding on to you. Your dog doesn't just remember you, they remember how you felt. Dogs have an amygdala, the brain region responsible for processing emotion, that functions very similarly to the human amygdala. And research shows they are constantly reading yours, your heart rate, your cortisol levels, detectable through your skin, your micro expressions, your breath. Your dog knows when you're sad before you've said a single word. They know when something is wrong in the house, even when everything looks perfectly normal. Neurobiologist Mark Bekoff at the University of Colorado has documented extensive evidence that dogs experience complex emotional states, including joy, grief, and empathy, rooted in limbic system activity, nearly identical in structure to our own. Their emotional memory, he argues, may be more accurate than their cognitive memory. When your dog remembers you after years apart, they are not just recalling your face. They are recalling how they felt in your presence, the safety, the warmth, the specific emotional frequency of being with you. They remember you in the deepest way anything can remember anything. They remember how you made them feel. Now, one warning, because understanding all of this comes with a responsibility. Many people return after a long absence and expect that joyful, explosive reunion. And sometimes the dog is nervous, hesitant, not running to them, and the owner is hurt. They think, did they forget me? Do they not love me anymore? That's the wrong read entirely. A dog that is hesitant upon reunion may not be remembering you less. They may be remembering you more. The intensity of that moment, the return of the person they are most bonded to, can be emotionally overwhelming in a way that temporarily freezes their response. What looks like indifference is often the opposite. It is an animal so moved by your return that their nervous system needs a moment to ground itself before it can express anything at all. Sit down on the floor, let them come to you, don't rush it. What's coming once they process is worth every second of the wait. You are not just someone your dog lives with, you are someone your dog lives for. There's a particular kind of pain that comes with loving something that can't tell you how it feels. Your dog will never sit down across from you and say, I thought about you every day. I smelled your pillow every morning. I watched the door at 6 p.m. because that's when you always used to come home. They can't say it, but their brain is running that program constantly. The scent memory preserving your chemical signature for years. The oxytocin flooding their system the moment they see your face again. The amygdala re-registering the emotional frequency of you. Safe, familiar, mine. Every reunion is a neurological event. Every moment of sustained eye contact is a bonding loop. Every time they choose to sleep next to you instead of anywhere else in the house, that is a decision. A daily, deliberate, emotionally driven decision that says, you, I choose you. The next time your dog looks up at you from across the room, just watching, just being near you, know this. That is not a dog being simple. That is one of the most emotionally complex creatures on the planet choosing you over and over again with every breath they take. And they will keep choosing you. For as long as they live, not because they have to, because you are home to them, and home is the one thing every living creature remembers forever. If this hit you somewhere deep, go find your dog right now. Get on the floor, look at them. No phone, no distraction, just you and them for one quiet minute. Because that simple act is triggering one of the most powerful bonding loops in the animal kingdom. You're not just sitting on the floor. You're saying, I see you, I'm here, you matter to me, and they will feel every word of that. Drop a comment below. How long was the longest you were ever separated from your dog, and what was the reunion like? I read every single one. And if you want to go even deeper, the next video will change how you think about something you've probably wondered for years. Why does your dog follow you to the bathroom? It sounds funny, but the psychological reason behind it is one of the most touching things you will ever learn about dogs. I'll see you there.